your brand, your content is alive. It's not just a business, it's alive and it's part of you. It relies on you. It's like an organ. I was like, why are you so wise? So, yeah, content is only as sustainable as your passion for it. And unfortunately, passion can be very fickle. That was from me. I said that.
I'm just trying to be somebody. So make a way, make a way, make a way.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hallease, endeavoring to persevere, as always. And welcome back to another episode of the Trying to Be Somebody video podcast, where I interview mostly people of color in their creative careers with the goal of helping you. I'm so excited for y'all to watch this episode because I am interviewing Danielle Glover. Y'all know her on the internet potentially as Star Puppy, and I am sorry in advance because Danielle is a joyous, infectious, bright, bubbly star of a person. She really is. And she's also hilarious. Like, she's just so funny. And so throughout the podcast episode, laughing, just laughter. We tried our best to edit. Shout out to Christopher, our editor, for working around it. Gives you strong laugh to keep from crying energy, especially when you probably have read the title of this episode, right? I mean, the title of this episode is pretty serious, you know, and we do touch on quite a few serious topics, but all through a lens of laughter. Ideas around stagnation and how to maintain a creative practice when the act of even doing that maybe goes against how your brain even works. This conversation also feels relevant because March is Mental Health Awareness Month here in the United States. I mean, 40% of American adults report symptoms of anxiety and depression now, and that's not even taking into account the struggles of communities of color. In 2020, for example, 51% of white people with any mental illness received mental health services. Already that's low. I mean, it's barely over half. For Black people, it was 37%, and for Hispanics, it was 35%. On average, it takes 11 years after the onset of mental health symptoms for someone to seek treatment in the U.S. All that to say, you're not alone. Mental health services are being included more in conversations around healthcare and policy, and changes are slowly being made, but this is not an isolated discussion, and you're not weird. And so in this episode, we're giving Danielle the space to talk about it all. The highs, the lows, the burnouts, the processes, and finally, how she's potentially going to pivot as an artist and creative. So yeah.
So I went to school for art. I got an animation degree and technically like chunks of other degrees. So I technically have 3, but like technically I don't. I forced my college into being like, I want to take all of these classes. I want all of them. And they were like, we'll give you 1 degree for all of these hours. I was like, whatever, give me the degree. So then I started working and I got some freelance work. But then I realized how extremely taxing it is to rely on art as like your sole income, and I started to hate art. So I went into retail, and then I earned my stripes in retail. Then I went into corporate, and then I went into YouTube. So well-rounded over here on the job front.
You are super duper well-rounded, bruh. Super
I don't like
duper.
it. Oh man, retail almost took me out. Like, retail is so cruel. And mostly I was like super grunt level. And then I was in a specialized field. And then I interviewed for manager, didn't get it because I was too young. And then had a super abusive manager. She threw a sheet of glass at my head. I'm like, yeah, wasn't worth the money. Nothing is worth the money.
It's always fascinating how, like, especially artists, especially someone like you who's so multifaceted in all the different types of ways you've like expressed your creativity. It's always fascinating how I feel like artists find the art in any job. You know what I mean?
It's
Like we
that or
have to.
perish. Like I have to, or I'm just, you know what? My eldest sister, she told me something one time because I was like spiraling. I was like, I am not where I want to be. And I'm like making light of it, but it was a really tough time in my life. I was like, I felt like part of me was dying. It was really on that level because I wasn't expressing any creativity or anything artistic in any way, shape, or form. And my elder sister was like, Danielle, I was like, and she was like, creativity doesn't dissipate, it masticizes. And if you don't express it, it's gonna get you. I was like, dang. It's like,
Dude.
okay. And that was one of the big factors that made me take that leap. Because I was like, I think my soul is going to like petrify if I don't do something with this great wealth of knowledge I have. So,
That's
also,
so
they weren't paying me enough.
right. Look, we're gonna get to that because we need to talk about that. But like, that is so beautifully put. Like, creativity doesn't dissipate; it masticizes. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
she snatched me up.
sew that on a pillow, bruh, and hang it on a wall. Like,
My present to that same sister was a needlepoint that she hung on her wall. I would have put it on a pillow, but I don't know her taste in pillows well enough. I know. I kind of do want to put it on a needlepoint. I'm doing another one for my other sister for a housewarming gift. I like needlepoint.
the theme for this season is all about knowing your worth. And it's been interesting to hear you talk about your past experiences and realizing, sounds like you were able, because I think you're around the same age as I am, and you've
Yes.
had so many different work experiences, I feel, in a relatively short amount of time when you think about it. But you
Fair.
seem to realize you needed to know your worth very quickly in each of those moments.
It seems like it, doesn't it? But in realidad. So here's 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 the perpendicular part. I knew that this was not right for me, but also I've been taught to see things through and to not be flippant and wild with my life choices, just going here and there, being like a certain person in Paris. So I'm told. Or just running around doing whatever. Like, I wasn't taught that that would just all work out. You have to be a lot more strategic in your moves. And I'd say, honestly, a mixture of both actually ends up working. But yeah, usually it takes me about 2 years to really make a big jump because I'm over there plotting and planning and being mad and like really working up my gumption because I'm anxious. So it actually takes me quite a while to make a move, but knowing I need to make a move is actually a pretty quick process.
So I know like I've watched your channel and your channel has grown very quickly and you've grown a lot. Has it grown very quickly? You've been at it for a minute. Like, let me
Yeah,
stop.
but in my opinion, girl, I made a career out of being bad at my hair. Like any amount of growth to me is a blessing and a miracle, and I'm very thankful.
But like, I think
It's relatable.
oh, totally relatable. I think I think what was really fascinating about your take was I felt like up until you, and you're starting to see it more with other creators as well, but up until that point, everyone, one, is a little bit of shade to the community, but one, people weren't really acknowledging 4C hair like hardcore like
Oh,
that.
that's not shade. That's just facts.
True. So like that was one aspect of it. But then two, you came at it from this idea of like, I am not the expert. Like, you didn't try to position yourself as an expert. Like, you knew your worth in the process of just acknowledging, like, here's where we at. Come with.
Help. Basically. I was just like, I don't know what's happening. Do you?
And I think there's something beautifully like, and then you're also hilarious through the whole process. But there's like something, there's something like so authentic about watching that experience unfold of just even just your cold opens and videos where just like, I don't know, like holding hair, like I don't know.
I remember one time I like slid onto, I was watching an old video, like a couple of videos back.
Yeah.
To try to get back to my roots. And I like, not sorry. I like slid on to the screen with like my keyboard. I was like, oh, like me today was like,
like, oh man, I was slapping sticks back in the day, just slapping sticks.
Just, you're never going to figure out what I was getting ready to do. Not even me.
But to your point, now I'm curious, like, you're talking about you have, in the past, you've kind of known what your worth is within relatively quickly, but it's taken you a good amount of time to, like, try to implement that worth. With YouTube and being, I feel like you're one of the main, like, voices in the, especially the 4C hair space that's kind of here now. I think we've had other creators come and go in the space or come and, like, reevaluate, adjust, move to something else.
Fair.
With you, are you feeling like you know your worth in regards to YouTube, or are you at a point where now you're like, I know my worth and it might be time to go?
So right now, I'm in the process of figuring that out for myself, because what I feel is stagnation. And actually, it's funny that you should mention other 4C creators. My faves, and still my faves, even though I think, most of them have moved on to different types of content, like Nappy Foo TV and Chizzy Duru, and Nappy Headed Jojoba.
Yeah.
Like, just these wonderful... of course, my girl Denise, Live Naturally Love, who's like all the way on TikTok now, have all moved away from the hair space because it's big draining. Like, filming a wash day is like a 8-hour process. And you're like damp and have like dropping your tools, trying not to like, I ruined my speakers with some olive oil and I still haven't gotten it fixed. I know.
Y'all don't even know this. I'm gonna like put this little tidbit. We were supposed to record this podcast like a month ago, and I think it was the day before, maybe 2 or 3 days before we were supposed to film and record this podcast. And Danielle texts me in a flurry, I'm doing this crazy thing with my hair. I can't stop. It's taking a whole week. I am sorry, but we need to cancel.
Yeah.
And I was like,
my hair was like covered in green paste or something. I remember Nappy Headed Jojoba, before we even knew each other, because I just stay watching people's content. She was like, the naturals are out here doing hair stunts. And I was like, me. I took it, I was like, yes, I do. I'm always hair stunting. That's the problem, because I'm always doing something, but I usually can clean it up quickly enough to act normal. I remember the day I dyed my hair half white and half red. Have you ever heard of My Hero Academia?
No. Wait,
What?
no, I have. Wait, what are you talking about? Hold on, I'm thinking about something else. Go ahead.
It's an anime.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking about somebody else. Never mind. Go ahead.
You should watch it. It's real good. But one of the characters, he has half red and half white hair, and I was like, I'm gonna do it.
Challenge
and then
accepted.
My little doggy, like, I was running against the wires trying to film everything before the sunset, because this happens. And yeah, I just didn't have time to wash it out and reset and do a whole bunch of shenanigans before I had to walk my dog and go out and hang out with my neighbors in the dog park that's attached to my complex. So I was like, hey, everybody. And everyone was like, hey. And most of my neighbors are Caucasian, so like they know not to ask, but they want to ask so bad.
Right. Right.
So I was like, hey, this is your final exam.
All right, y'all. I hope you are enjoying the episode so far with Danielle. I hope you have laughed at least once so far with the episode. Before we get back into it, though, a few quick announcements. If you're watching here on YouTube, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing if you haven't already, and engaging down below in the comments. That really helps with the overall engagement and reach of these videos. So thank you so much in advance for that. Likewise, if you're listening to this video podcast wherever you get your podcasts, consider rating us on that platform. 5 stars is preferred, but I love constructive criticism just as much as the next person. So feel free to let me know how the podcast can be better through a rating. And finally, if you want to take things further, consider joining the Patreon, patreon.com/Hallease. There you get early access to the content, exclusive content, and merch. It is a good time. Big shout out to my Patreon producers because y'all really do be keeping us going, for real, for real. And finally, when I'm not here on the internet interviewing other creatives or documenting my own creative life, I am a teacher. I teach content on Skillshare. Over there, you can learn a variety of things around film and video production from me. So for example, I have a class on good lighting at any budget. Whether you're starting off and all you've got is a window, or maybe you've decided to make some strategic purchases to up your video production quality, I can help you with that too. And in the show notes / description box of this video, I have a link to check out my classes. And if you sign up, you will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare on me. And hey, all I'm saying is, look, get in on this free trial, okay? There's some good classes over there. There's a reason why I'm a top teacher on the platform, just saying. Not to toot my own horn, but toot, okay? And biggity bounce, okay? I ain't gonna be mad at you. All that being had said, though, let's get back into this episode with Danielle. For the second half of this podcast, we're gonna start to work through anxiety and how that manifests in Danielle, what she does to work through it or not work through it. And I feel like this is really important to cover because a theme that has come up this season with the Trying to Be Somebody video podcast has been around mental health. One, I did not realize that Danielle was going to go into these aspects of her creative process. And I'm so happy that she felt comfortable and candid enough with us to do that, because even though the theme for this season is knowing your worth, I have really appreciated how so many of these episodes, I think so far, 3 of the 4, all of them have mentioned mental health, focusing on your mental health, prioritizing your mental health, seeking help, and making that a priority. And so interviewing Danielle in the process of producing these episodes and hearing again this sort of ancillary theme or, second motif that's coming out of the season, I'm fully embracing it. If you get nothing else from season 2 of the Trying to Be Somebody podcast, I hope that you do get that embracing, prioritizing your mental health is like the theme for this season. Knowing your worth, and in so doing, embracing, prioritizing getting mental help. If that's what you take away from this season, perfect. And so all that being said, let's get back to Danielle. We are concerned about stagnation, though.
Absolutely. Actually, I was just at YouTube Black and Black Voices Fund. We were like in our little circles, shooting the breeze, feeling like I had coworkers. It was great.
Dude. Yeah.
And actually, a couple of my friends and fellow YouTubers were like, have you been noticing that the hair content has been thinning out? And I was like, yes. And it does give me pause. I'm like, do I need to start investing in other kinds of content? And also, I feel creatively stagnant. Right now within hair content, it takes a lot more for me to feel really enthusiastic about a video, because there are really only certain things I can talk about at this point. Like, here's an update on my hair. Here's an update on the things I'm doing to grow my hair, because she's going and going, like growing and growing. But I mean, I don't like doing hair stunts anymore because I really have worked very hard for this amount and length of hair, and I don't want to do stuff that's crazy to it. So it's harder for me to brainstorm up like new ideas about what would both be creatively fulfilling and engaging. That's a tough thing to strike. I do have a new series coming up. I'm excited about that. Hopefully, it'll be well received. And, you know, I think I need to invest my time into a different form of creativity, because I got to do something else as well. I'm not going to just stop doing hair content because it's too helpful and it's too uplifting. The majority of my comments are like, "You made my day," or like, one of my favorites is like, "I am a blonde, bald white woman, and I've been subscribed for 3 years because you make me happy." And I was like, "Yay!" Or like the guys are like, "I have a crew cut, and I'm still here." I've met some male fans out as well, and they're like, "I just deal with his body to keep going." My sister and I watch your videos. I watch with her, so I have an excuse.
You don't have to. You don't need an excuse, yo. You could just
That's
be a
what I
man
tell
and
them
watch
too.
the content. It's fine. Don't
I
let
told
misogyny
them
get
too.
you down.
I'm just saying, your hair grows up. Why you gonna get down?
Right? But
So yeah, it's not like I'm just gonna nix Star Puppy. It's but I need to diversify.
to your point, it's hard because as an artist, I think that's kind of where you're at, where it's this idea of like you're told to niche down,
Yes.
get into get into a specific genre or whatever it is. Like when I'm talking to people who are just starting out on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, I'm trying to figure out the thing. I'm like, well, I think in the beginning, just like throw stuff at the wall, like see
Oh,
what people
absolutely.
respond to, see what you like making, and
Yes.
try to find that, what they call it, little Venn diet, do this thing, you know,
Ventricle
and
degramentin.
yeah, this one, and then you good, like that's where you start.
Makes sense to me.
But then, and I feel like you've done the thing that I didn't do, which is you found the thing that stuck and then you went with it. And so you had the exponential growth. For me, it was like the hair content stuck and that was what people watched. And I was like, I hate this though. Bye.
It is challenging. I cannot blame you. Don't do it unless you can keep going. Because honestly, oh, my oldest sister said something else. Okay, so my sister also said, Danielle. And I was like, I'm the youngest. Can you tell?
Yes. That's
I know.
amazing.
It's not subtle. But she was like, your business, your brand, your content is alive. It's not just a business, it's alive and it's part of you. It relies on you. It's like an organ. I was like, why are you so wise? So, yeah, content is only as sustainable as your passion for it. And unfortunately, passion can be very fickle. That was from me. I said that.
Listen.
Hold on, let me get a needle point.
That's so true, though, and it's interesting for me. I don't know if you saw, like, I'm gonna use somebody else's content, like adjustments, which were really interesting. Who just recently sort of came back to YouTube, Jackie Ina.
Oh,
Like, Jackie. She
And she's
like
lovely.
straight up left.
Yeah. And she went to TikTok.
She went to TikTok and made a completely different vibe for herself on another platform.
Low key, that is the plan over here.
Oh, really? Yeah, she did the lavishly Jackie thing, and I was like, oh.
And you know I'm so scrimbled.
I was like, I ain't got fun. Like, did you see what she did for Christmas? I was like, what in the world? The Dior like advent calendar gift box she was opening every
No.
day of Christmas.
What?
Why did I tune in?
Well, I want to
Knowing
know what's in the box.
knowing full well I ain't never buying this Dior thing.
Isn't that the point? No,
I
I think that's completely the point.
Is
I do
that the
not
point?
want that. I want to know what's in it though. That's another big point about knowing when to like shift and change your content depending on the environment and also within yourself. I watched that entire video while I was like shopping for like soup in like Publix when my car was getting fixed, and I was just like, hold back the tears, Danielle, because it was talking to me. She was talking to me so much, and she was saying things along the lines of the girlies and the peoples and the non-binary friends who want to do makeup, they know how to do makeup now. Like, remember when the beauty scene was like the scene on
Yes.
YouTube, and it was
Yes.
like it. They were the big reigning champions. It was like an oligarchy, and I still don't know how to do my makeup, but they were like, I would tune in just because it was incredible. It was really high quality. They were the kings and queens and non-binary monarchs of YouTube. And then suddenly, over like what, a couple of years, and
Yeah.
it's like completely personality based. Like the YouTubers I still watch is because I like them.
Yeah.
So there's a certain level of sustainability within that. If people have subscribed and they watch you for you,
Yes.
you will always be making your content.
Yes.
So there's that. But also, she got tired of it too. She was like, there's only so many times I'm going to teach y'all how to do a smoky eye. Y'all know how to do the smoky eye. I know who to do the smoky eye. The house is on fire. The smoke is gone. They put out the fire. So she switched. She switched for herself, and that spoke so much to me. And I was like, I can do it too.
I mean, I personally feel like you're at a point where I don't even think it'll be crazy for you to just incorporate, because I personally feel like I can tell by watching your videos that you have a multifaceted or multi-hyphenated artistry, because your whole intro song is, hi, I'm Danielle, I like art and comics and stuff. Like, you tell people that you like a lot of different things.
And yet,
And yet what?
only two of those things are really present on my channel. Let me rip off the Band-Aid.
Oh, okay.
Remember when we were talking about how I know when it's time to make a change, but then it takes me a long time to make a change?
Yeah.
Anxiety has me in a chokehold.
Oh, word.
I'm an anxious creature, deeply anxious.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I've been wanting to talk about it more on my channel, but I also don't want to become like a mental health channel because I'm like, I am not qualified. There was a moment on the channel where I was giving out like 20s talks, and I basically said everything I wanted to say. So then I stopped because I don't want to say things that I don't believe, or, say things to say things, because mental health is so precious. So yeah, deeply anxious. Like, so it's very difficult for me to make big changes because they scare me to pieces. So that's what's been holding me back, and I'm doing my best. But I'm scared.
What about it scares you?
Well, I guess I should be more specific with my language. I'm anxious about it. Because fear, I think, is based in logic. And anxiety is based in, why is my brain so mean? So I am anxious about changing my content, or even starting up a new channel. I actually have a secret second channel I just haven't said anything about. I know. I know. I'm doing my best. And I have a secret TikTok that I just didn't say anything about. Baby steps. Baby steps. I am anxious that I will be unsuccessful, that I will only be known for hair, and that is the only worth I have in terms of content. I am not skilled enough in anything else to succeed in a significant life affirming and bill paying way. So, yeah, that big step of like, hey guys, I made a new channel. If you want to check out my other content, check it out. And then no one subscribes. I know, it's funny, but it's like scary, but it is funny.
No, but I mean, I totally get it. I really
Yeah.
do. As a fear-based person who is logical-ish.
I understand.
Ish.
I get it.
My rebuttal to that would be just create the content there and don't tell anybody. And then the people who come just like show up. You know what I mean?
People have found my TikTok.
See, like, I remember, because to your point, we were just talking about Jackie. When she came back to YouTube to be like, hey, I'm back or whatever, I watched that video, and something she mentioned, which I was just like, yeah, I totally get that. Where she was just like, it's hilarious because I got on TikTok and I just was doing TikTok things. I didn't really tell people that I'm from YouTube. Like, I just didn't broadcast that.
Fair.
And then she was like, it was hilarious to see the amount of people in the comments who were like, you're really good at TikTok. You should like start a YouTube channel.
I remember her saying that. I was like,
And I was just like, wow.
you don't know
really?
Jackie like we know Jackie.
Right.
Jackie?
Right, Jackie? We're like the diehards, right, Jackie? Yeah.
Jackie.
Yeah. And so I just feel like the thing for you, because then it takes away, like, I got a TikTok as well, like, and I'm so in this regard, I am very similar, where I was just like, for the longest time, I don't know why I was like aging myself. It was very strange, but I was like, TikTok for the kids, TikTok not for me, TikTok for the kids though. The kids can have TikTok. It's fine.
I got a thought on that.
Yeah.
Hold it.
And so it took me, my friend who is like young millennial, elder Gen Z, I guess. She's like right on that little like bloop bloop. She would keep sending me TikToks, and then I finally had the app so I could watch the funny things she was sending me.
That's how they get you.
That is how they get you. And then but then I was like, well, let me open the app without being prompted from my friend.
And that's how they keep you.
Right. And for the longest time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be a consumer of the TikToks and not a creator of the TikToks, because it was fun for me, like, to be a watcher of content, you know, like. True. I watch a lot of, yeah.
Wow. Analytical brain going off.
Sure, because I am very analytical. Even in my creativity, I am very like, yeah. And so for me, it was just really delightful to watch TikToks with no rhyme or reason of like, and how do I then create something from this?
Right.
Okay. I just enjoyed it.
I have right. Like, this is like what is a social media vacation?
Yeah.
I haven't posted on Instagram in like a year and a half because
I
it
know.
became a job, and I'm just like, I'm not going on there. My older sister is like, she texts me, I put up a reel, and then I'll go onto Instagram, like it, watch it, and then like, get it off immediately. I'm like, no, it almost got me.
Because for me with TikTok, even now, like, I'll make TikToks and post them there. I truly, like, if I grow, cool, but it's like, it's not my income. Like, it's not my revenue stream or anything like that. And so I think I'm able to approach TikTok just a little more like, chill. Whatever. Like, it's TikTok has replaced my Snapchat thing that I used to do. So I used to be like really big on Snapchat and like doing things there. And not big on Snapchat as like a creator, but just big on Snapchat as like, wow, this is so quick and easy to like create a moment.
It's so nice. I've never really been on Snapchat, but I get the feeling of it's like a break. Like, I'm just here to be here. I don't have to work. My brain is not analyzing this algorithm.
Right.
That's nice. It's really nice. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm going to ruin that for myself pretty soon though, so.
But I feel like you could do it. I feel like
I kind of want to do it though.
I think it's about redefining what failure actually is.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to jump on this TikTok thing because also, as a person with ADHD, a thing I've never said on my channel out loud either, they're linked, the anxious brain and the scattered brain. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I've realized that TikTok is like really like those little bite-sized pieces of content. They like really make my brain happy. I feel like I'd be really good at very short form content. I had to really build up an ability to do long form content because my attention span is so short. And my ability to focus is so compromised. So now I might just like unleash the full chaos of my brain and see what happens. And that's really exciting for me.
So, okay, so you talk about having
Yes.
anxiety and having ADHD and like trying to balance each of those things. But I also know you've
Yes.
been through quite a few burnouts so far in your career.
Oof.
What are you like discovering from this time period? Because something before and this is like very Virgo of me, but when people talk about burnout, I find that they come from it very much of a place of like, this is terrible, and it is. But I also feel like there's knowledge to be gained because it's like you don't know where your limit is until you hit it. So on the one
Yes.
hand, it sucks you hit it, dang. But now you know to like what it feels like to get there, so you never have to get there again. You know?
Now, I'm with you on everything except that last one.
Oh, okay, go hit me.
there, there is always a burnout available. So, my creative process is very chaotic, but my job requires discipline, consistency, logic, analytics, and a lot of now this other step. Like I have to cram. It's like trying to cram a cloud into a jar. Like you can keep going. You can keep going. It's going to take a lot of effort, but you can probably get it in there. So a lot of my burnout comes from going against my mind's natural rhythm, which is so this last time came from, I'm going to say a mixture of things. The recession, wham, bam, recession, and a deep personal loss. And they happened at the same time. And then it was winter. And I was like, oh no. So having to really adjust to prices increasing, budgets being slashed, and still having to have that same amount of energy and discipline. It was all too taxing. I think we're all kind of having a rough time, or at least a rougher time
Yeah.
than usual.
Yeah.
And especially because I don't have an assistant or a producer. I do have a management team, thank you God. And I do have an editor, thank you God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But still, even with those factors, it was still too much for me, and I burned out real bad. And over the last couple of months, I think in October, I only like uploaded one time, and that had a big bearing on my analytics, and that in turn made me anxious, and that made me burn out more, and then that made me less creative because I was anxious. It was a horrible spiral.
Yeah.
And I'm finally seeing the other side of it. But yeah, that burnout was exceptionally informative that I really need to pivot my content into something more manageable with a shorter, like emotional and creative overhead that I can produce quickly and more than likely like for everyday consumption, as opposed to like once a week and it's like a big production. Like I don't think people tend to realize how much goes into YouTube videos that aren't just like sitting and talking with like no B-roll, like not even any audio. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why TikTok is calling my name. I want to be a TikToker.
And with TikTok, it's like it's allowed. It's almost annoying for people, I think, from the viewership perspective when it's almost, it seems too produced. Like people want to
Yes.
see it from your phone.
I guess I want to kind of return to like a more authentic version of myself. I always like tried to do my best to produce things and make them sound especially and look nice. But honestly, I just kind of want to sing like a silly little song on my phone and then press upload. That's like very appealing to me.
I want that for you. If that brings
Me
you
too.
joy, I want that for you. How has it been being a working artist and having like interpersonal relationships? Like I know you've mentioned your sisters a lot.
Yeah.
And something I was going to, and this is actually something I was going to say when you started mentioning them a lot, was, wow, you have family that understand what you do.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There is no way I could pull this off without the whole fam, the whole unit, brother, sister, mom, dad.
But that's amazing. I feel like you're one of
Yes,
the
I'm very
few,
blessed.
yeah, you're one of the few artists I know that their family like gets it.
Yes. Well, here's why. First of all, I'm the youngest. So they have
Right.
had two artistic daughters to get through and be like, what? Okay. Okay, this seems fine. But also, mom and dad are professional singers.
Wow. Got it. Got it.
Yes, yes. So, yeah, we're a family of artists. So I think it would be strange for them if I gave up art in like complete capacity. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"You need a hug." Like, "Are you good? I feel like you're not good."
Wow.
So yeah, they totally get it, and I can always ask them. All of us are like independent business owners, so the struggle of that has been lessened. I'm so blessed. I can't say anything more than that.
How has it been like romantically being an artist and just trying to
All right. Yes, that is bad.
pause for effect?
I have really been through it in terms of dating. I do not talk about my romantic life online. This is where I will be talking about it here on this podcast. So, when you meet someone new, and one of the most basic questions that you ask to get to know someone is, "What do you do?" And then you realize that you have like 5 years of just you being like very honest in yourself with a camera. And I made the mistake, not once, but two times, of telling, a potential person, wasn't even my boyfriend. Why did I do that? I don't know. Um, my actual job. And then they like watched my entire channel, like all 5 years worth of content.
Oh.
It was very spooky. And it was to the point. I'm very much so myself on camera and in real life. Like I didn't come up with the persona. Maybe I should have. Um, but it was to the point where they could finish my sentence for me because they were so familiar with my speaking patterns.
That's scary.
It was really scary. And then one of them low key became a person who follows a person around. Fortunately, that didn't last super long, but it did happen. So I stopped telling people what I do, and I tell people my other main hustle of being a voice actor. So I don't lie, but I don't give them too much information because you need to know.
Yeah.
So it's tough to connect when you have to kind of start with a half truth. I feel
Yeah.
gross when that happens. And then one time I was out on like a fifth date, and then a subscriber came up and was like, "Star Puppy." I was like, "Ha ha ha." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "It's my nickname from college." She was like, "It's her nickname from college." So that's been weird.
I mean, the fact that she knew when you did that and went with it is like,
Well, I
wow.
mean, my subscribers rock, honestly.
Well, yeah, totally.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's great. But what ended up happening is like now some of my neighbors know I'm a YouTuber because I got approached. It's like, you have a YouTube channel instead of being like Star Puppy. I was like, and they were like, you do? And I was like, ha ha ha, you have my sister. And she was like, yes, you two look so similar. I don't think my neighbors bought it, but it is what it is. I tried.
I don't know about you, but for me, having the channel and having a platform has been a really amazing source of just like external community. I haven't, I mean, we've all had terrible experiences online for sure. But for the most part, it's been overwhelmingly positive for me.
Same.
But
Same.
I wonder if that's just more, I mean, you're very PG, I think, in your content and
Sure
likewise.
am.
And so I think maybe that's why is that all the PG people.
I I don't know about that. I know some very PG channels that I'm a huge fan of, whether I know the creator themselves or not, and they can get like massive like amounts of hate. I don't understand why, but I don't know. Maybe you get the energy you put out, something like this, or maybe it's because we are so very niche, or maybe it's because what are most of your demographics who follow you, are they other like artistic women?
they're either they're either other artistic women or like mid-level professional women.
Well, we rock. I think that I'm serious. I think that's a big like when you comment on a video, are you spewing vitriol? I don't think so. Like, you're like, you look amazing. This was an excellent video. You just made my day. That's what I comment on people's videos.
Same.
I think it's maybe just like a lifestyle thing. Like you seek that you are, and I think we're just nice. I feel like it's that simple, but that's my opinion.
No, I mean, I think you're probably right. I have always also, yeah, I've just always wondered that because like I've had very few and not even like really bad experiences. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, you just like don't really know how to give your opinion respectfully. Let me help you with that, you know, like in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah. Oh, I think like the most hateful comment I ever got was just like, and I'm like, I'm kind of worried for them. Like, it was like multiple comments, and like they were kind of scattered through all the comments. Otherwise, I like wouldn't have even paid them any mind if it was just one. And you could tell it was like rapid fire, like post or whatever. Comment, comment, and it was like ranting, and it was like broken thoughts, and it kind of came off as they were having like a breakdown, and I was like, are you okay? Like I commented, are you okay? And then they never commented again. I was like, okay. I hope you're okay. Because you seem not okay. Like I can't be mad at that. You seem not
Right.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I know for
other
me,
than that, it's been like, your hair sucks or something. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's factually incorrect.
I mean, for to be at that point, I love that you're like self-aware enough in your worth to like that comment isn't even something to consider. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Depends on the day I'm having. Sometimes it gets under my skin.
It definitely depends on the day. I think for me, some of the harder comments to see and like, ooh, I gotta be in the right mindset to respond to this because this is a growing moment. Okay, this is growth for you, and I'm gonna be the one to help you grow.
That's right.
I will help you grow. It's usually with people commenting anything around like, and it's always other dark skinned people commenting
I'm sad in
something.
advance.
Right. Commenting
Okay, hit
something.
me.
But it'll be something around just like deeper skin, dark skinned people, and why do people like you, or why are people even interested in you? You're so dark. And I'm just
I
like,
got you.
oh, this
I
is a
got you.
beautiful teaching moment.
No, seriously.
We gonna make you not hate yourself today. Here we go. Here we go. You know, because it's very
You can
obvious.
try. Sounds like it's pretty deep rooted.
Right,
But
right. Yeah.
I mean, when it's that kind of thing, I'm just like, you see someone who looks like you succeeding and getting lots of love, and what you should think is, why do I not feel that I can do that? Instead, they externalize it, and it's like, you don't deserve that because you're like me. It has nothing to do with you. So that's when I was just like, at this point in my life, if I even sense that tone, I'm like, next comment. Nope. I don't even engage. I'm like, not worth my time.
Oh man,
I'm going to focus on the nice people.
I mean, I definitely focus on the nice people, but when I see comments like that, I'm like, no, love yourself. I will make you see. You must see it. I want you to see it. Love
I think it's
yourself.
because I'm so tired.
Yeah, I guess I haven't hit that point yet.
Yeah. Oh, I'm burnt out. Yeah. Maybe I might engage if I'm not burnt out.
Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
once I'm a world-renowned TikToker, I'll be like, Bell Hooks says.
In the eyes of Toni Morrison.
Oh my God.
Right.
I might. I didn't know I wanted that goal.
Look.
Let me get my spiritual energy up enough that I can clap back.
Yes, please. If you had to talk to yourself from, I don't know, let's say 5 years ago, Danielle,
Oh no.
what would you tell her
Run.
to try? Didn't even let me finish. Run. What would you tell her to like prepare her for where you're at now?
Okay. No, seriously, I'd say run. Get out of there. She knows what I mean. And not kidding.
Yeah.
And I would tell her to start 2 channels and put all her wild, crazy ideas that have nothing to do with each other on one channel, and put the hair content on another channel and grow them simultaneously. I feel like that would have been real. That would have been very smart. And I'd also tell her to get an editor after the first year, but
Ooh.
stick to your own voice and how you edit, because it's part of the story. Get that same camera. Get them same lights. Yep. Don't feel so pressed to be super entertaining. You're already bubbly. Like, don't overdo it. You're naturally very bubbly. Don't waste your energy. Stay at your job until you're ready to take that leap of faith. That was a good move. You made a good move. And if you start getting tired, start doing something different as soon as you start getting tired. You don't have to make a big leap. Just start doing something small. Also, you're going to find your dream dog. Yes!
I love that. Such a I love that you went into like every aspect of like personal, run, professional. Yeah. Personal, run, professional. Here's where you're at. Okay, cool. You could have done this. And then like aspirational almost. And then like, start setting this up maybe.
Yeah. And you did some stuff right.
And you did that one thing right. Good job.
Sometimes you gotta look back and be like, okay, I did my best at the time with the information I had.
Bruh, real talk.
Tell me about it.
Real talk. You knew what you knew. You tried as hard as you could.
Yes, you did your best, champ. Let's get back in there. How about you?
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
What year was that?
1998. Time is a lie.
You said 1998. 5 years ago, what would I have told myself? Start your company faster.
Ooh.
I waited way too long.
Yes. Can I steal that? Can I tell her, her, that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go tell her. But yeah, start your company faster. Your marriage is fine. Y'all are just growing together. It's fine.
Yes. Oh, was off the record.
Oh, it's on the
Was this
record
your
podcast stuff. Everybody know.
okay? Was
But
this house
like,
talk?
no, well, no, this wasn't house. This is before the house, I think.
Okay.
Potentially. Yeah, it's before the house. But like, your marriage is fine. Y'all are just learning how to be with each other, and that's fine. You know, here's how I would say it. I'd be like, you married the right person, because she would be wondering, you know, she'd be
Oh my
wondering,
God.
like, did I marry the right person? I don't
What a
know.
concise way to
Am I?
put the fears at ease.
Yeah, and it's like, you did. You're fine. It's fine.
That's awesome.
You're just two people. It's hard.
I'm proud of
Don't buy a house. That's the other thing.
That's your run.
Yeah, that's my run. Don't buy a house.
Yep.
And those are the things. Just save for something like a nice trip. Use the money towards a nice trip.
Go to Spain. Go to Spain.
Go to Spain. You like Spain. Go back to Spain again.
Spain rocks.
Like, did you ever have an experience where you just like really got to where you got to feel justified in your worth? Have you had that experience yet?
There's a specific goal I have for my entire life, and I think I put that whole question on it. I was like, maybe not that, actually.
I think that's
Big life
okay,
goal.
though. If that's your answer.
Not yet. How's that?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
like
gunning
that.
for it.
Oh.
Oh, I've been fighting for it for a long time. It'll be mine.
Ooh. All
Was
right,
that a
I'm gonna-
neat ending?
Oh, no, I guess not.
Well, also, I'm willing to be like, that is such a great thing to say. Hold for effect. Roll the music.
Oh man, if you are not smiling as this episode concludes, then one, I didn't do my job as a good interviewer, and you should let me know that in the comments, please. But also, how, man? Like, oh my gosh, Danielle. Such a joyous spirit. I hope this episode showed you that you can be the type of person who is here, there, and everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is perfectly okay. And that can actually be your strength. That can be what makes your particular medium of creative influence shine. If you haven't watched Danielle's content on YouTube, please go do so. She is so amazing at finding this balance of hair care mixed with self-coaching, love, reflection on past, like just everything sort of just wrapped up into this amalgamation that is Danielle. Link to her channel will be in the show notes and the description box. Do yourself a favor. For next week's episode, I will be interviewing Tanya Gupta. She is a engineer turned photo manipulation artiste. Okay? And we are going to be talking about seeking external validation as an artist. If you know, you know. It'll be a good episode. Again, I'm Hallease, endeavoring to persevere as always, and this is the Trying to Be Somebody video podcast where I interview mostly people of color about their creative careers with the goal of helping you. I'll see you next week. The Trying to Be Somebody video podcast is a StumbleWell production. Our executive producer and host is me, Hallease. Our podcast is edited by Christopher Narvaez, and our amazing cover art for season 2 was done by Natasha Cunningham, and you can follow her on Instagram at AboutNatLife. Check her out. Finally, our theme song was produced by Jruckers and written and performed by Belief in Music.